guys. So let's settle down some. We need you to sing this song with us. Listen up, listen up.
I want to speak to you about letting things go. Right? Letting things go and freeing yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, in many instances, people either do things or they say things that they would later regret. Right. So basically, they do these things and then they hold on to things instead of leaving them behind. They hold on to them and they keep going with them and they are bothered by them instead of just letting them go. Right. So I want to speak about, if you understand, again, if you've seen my other videos, how we speak about the universe, the cosmos, this whole thing being one, that everything works the way it works for the universe to work. You know what I'm saying? Everything works the way it works for the universe to work, right? So there are instances where you would say something to somebody, right? Not meaning it. Instances where you would do things to people not meaning it, and afterwards you are troubled by the things that you've said and you wish you hadn't said them, but at that point it's already late because you've said them anyway, right? So what normally happens is people would carry this within and they just go on with life like that, with regretting and wishing they could reverse the time so they can unsay the things that they have said. I just want to tell you that you need to stop doing that, because that is just you tormenting yourself, right? And you need to understand that it does not matter what you desire or what you do or what you wish for or whatever. Whatever has to happen will happen. So what I mean by that is, for the very fact that this thing happened, for the very fact that you spoke the way you spoke, right? It just means that it was supposed to happen. You were supposed to speak the way you spoke. You were supposed to say the words that you said. You were supposed to do that stuff that you did, you know. Therefore, instead of you feeling bad, look, if you can go back to the person and apologize for what you've said, you must do that. You must go back and apologize. But what you must not do is you must stop punishing yourself for it, right? Because you were just a tool in the part of the bigger plan, in the bigger scheme of things. If you look at a vehicle, for instance, a vehicle moves by the tires turning, right? So think about this. Every time a tire turns is a time where a part of the tire is touching the ground. And maybe when it is rolling and it's touching the ground, that part that is on the ground is rolling over that, right? And maybe it might feel disgusted, if a tire could feel, if we can say that, right? But if you think about it, for the car to move, a part of the tire at some point must hit the dirt. You know what I'm saying? When one part of the tire is down there at the bottom, another part is on top. And when another part is on top, another part. So this thing happens, right? So when it hits the dirt and it has to hit the dirt. Because if it does not hit the dirt, therefore the car will not move. Therefore it is necessary for it to hit the dirt so that the car can keep moving. Because if it does not do that, then the car will stop moving, right? So if you would zoom out of the universe, if you could, we can start with just the planet Earth, right? That because we are within the earth, we do not really see why things are happening the way they are happening. But if we could zoom out of the earth and be able to look from the top, maybe we can see why all these things are happening the way they're happening, because they are the things that are keeping earth together. They are the things that are keeping earth in shape, keeping earth alive. The things that we consider bad and the things that we consider good are those things that when they happen, they have to happen so that earth can keep moving the way it does. And if they stop happening, then earth might just collapse. You know what I'm saying? So look at the universe like that, look at creation like that, that when you say things to people that you know that in your sober mind you wouldn't say them, stop feeling bad about it. Go apologize if you have the chance to apologize, but let them go. Stop punishing yourself for such things, because they are a part of the bigger plan, right? Maybe somebody, you know them as a liar, for instance. They speak a lot of lies to you, and one time you're sending them a message, right, that was not meant for them, talking about them. I don't know why you would do that, but you probably did that. But you send a message to somebody else talking about them, talking about how this guy lies, right? Because you never had the guts to tell this guy on his face, right? So you thought you were sending the message to somebody else, but you actually sent the message to the guy who is a liar, right? And all of a sudden you felt bad that you shouldn't have sent that message to him because you were actually gossiping about him with somebody else. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, you never know. Maybe when he receives the message, though he may be offended, he may do some self-introspection and then say to himself or herself, I need to stop lying, because this is really how people feel about me. And they are afraid to tell me for some reason, but I know now this is how they feel. Therefore, I am going to stop lying and be a better version of myself. Therefore, you would have helped that person. So you see, for instance, in that instance, a purpose has been fulfilled, a purpose has been served with you making that mistake, right? Therefore, you need to drop it and stop carrying things with you. People are walking in this life carrying things that were done when they were still very young, when they were still little people, right? But it's things that they carry, they're just not letting them go. They're not freeing themselves. You must understand that you could not control it, right? It happened because it was supposed to happen. And if it wasn't supposed to happen, it wouldn't have happened. But for the very fact that it happened was because it was supposed to happen. Because that is just how the universe, that is just how God works as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, you need to stop punishing yourself. You need to learn to let things go. Just let things be, right? The authors of scriptures, the scribes, have also written that God says you can plan all you want. You can plan all you want. But in the end, it is only the will of God that gets done. Only the will of God that gets done, right? Therefore, it's great. So when things are happening according to the way you desire, that is great. That means it is the will of God. It is the will of the universe for things to happen in that way. And when things happen in the way that you did not anticipate, it is still the will of God, still the will of the universe, though they did not go in your favor the way you would have anticipated, but they still went according to the will of the universe. Therefore, whatever happens is really beyond your control. Therefore, you need to stop punishing yourself and start letting things go. Let things go. Just drop them, let them go, and free yourself. You know, they happened because they had to happen. It was supposed to be. You know, they were meant to be. Otherwise, they wouldn't have happened. So they happen for a bigger purpose, a purpose that maybe at the moment you will not understand, but they had to happen. So stop punishing yourself and start letting things go. You know what I mean?